Welcome to A-Level Physical Education, a two-year study programme at the Norton Natural Sixth Form School. The course is assessed after 2 years of study with two formal written examinations that account for 70% of the overall grade that a student will be awarded. Paper 1 contains assessment material based on applied anatomy and physiology, skill acquisition and sport in society. Paper 2 naturally contains the other areas of specification, exercise physiology, sports psychology and sport in society and the role of technology in physical activity in sport. So what are these areas that actually you will study over the 2 years? Applied anatomy and physiology. This looks at the human biology of the body and how it is suited towards a sporting performance. For example, does everyone have the potential to be the next Olympic 100-metre champion? The answer unfortunately is no, as one of the major components of being an effective 100-metre runner is to have a high proportion of fast-twitch muscle fibre. When we look at applied anatomy and physiology, we focus on the biology of the body and how it will benefit the performance. Skill acquisition. This is how looking at a performance and a skill can be learned, which in essence sounds quite simple, but in reality is more complicated. Training is one such example that you will be able to identify with, and refers to the breaking down of a highly organised skill, meaning that it has many stages, into simple steps and building this up. If you have ever participated in a long jump lesson at school, you will have experienced this as a teacher would have introduced you to the run-up and jump, the run-up, jump and flight stage, and then the run-up, jump, flight and landing stage. Sport in society. This is the study of the history in sport and how it has evolved to become the sport that we recognise today. One of the first areas that we will study within this is the impact of the Industrial Revolution on sport and how it created all modern day sport. During the Industrial Revolution, factory owners wished to become more successful and offered workers benefits such as land for recreation and participation in their own factory football teams. This led to the creation of teams, leagues and earning national governing bodies within sport. Many top-flight English football teams in football can trace their history back to the Industrial Revolution. Arsenal are from the Royal Arsenal in Woolwich, a factory that made weapons. The FA Cup is known to be the oldest knockout competition in the world and was a product of the Industrial Revolution. Exercise physiology refers to how the body performs during exercise and how we can train to improve it. Again, one of the areas that you may have heard of is lactic acid. But how is lactic acid actually created? How can we delay it from building up? And what can the body do to get rid of it and recover quicker? These are all aspects that will be covered in exercise physiology. Sports psychology. This looks at the different areas that can affect performance and methodology that can be implemented to overcome inhibitions or improve performance. For example, when looking at personality types, on the two different ends of a spectrum, we have those who are ultra-competitive and those who avoid anything confrontational within a competition. It's vital from a coach's perspective that we identify the personality type and adapt the coaching accordingly in order to maximise performance. Sport in society and the role of technology and physical activity in sport. Sport in society builds on the knowledge of Year 1 material but focuses on the more contemporary issues such as the influence of the media. Have you ever noticed that the World Cup kick-off times are always able to support viewing times of a television audience in Europe, or that sports have adapted their rules and regulations to become more exciting and entertaining, for example T20 in cricket? The aspect of technology in sport is another contemporary issue and covers how technology can be used from performer, official, coach and spectators' stance point. As you can see, the course is weighted in favour of the academic achievement, with 70% of the overall grade of a student being awarded from the written examinations, with the additional weighting of the written component of the NEA or non-examined assessment, meaning that 85% of the grade is purely from an academic achievement. The non-examined assessment, or NEA as we refer to it, contains a written component where students will use the subject knowledge taught to them within the course to look at their own sporting performance and analyse their weaknesses and develop a methodology for improving it. The second aspect of the course is the practical element. Students are required to record their own performances within a fully competitive context and provide evidence of their level of play. It is essential that a student is representing or participating in at least club level sport for this to be achieved. Unlike GCSE physical education, there are no practical lessons where students are assessed, and all assessment occurs via video analysis. Physical education lends itself to a range of careers in sports and fitness, as well as other industries that you may not have considered before. For example, did you know that many nutritionists, physical therapists and chiropractors have a degree in physical education? Some careers that you could consider doing with physical education include sports science, PE teachers, physiotherapists, sports psychologists, sports coach or consultant, sports policy at local and national level, diet and fitness instructor and personal trainers. Owing to the weighting at A-level being heavily in favour of the academic side of the course, we expect a student to have achieved a level 6 from the written component of their course in either GCSE physical education or biology. As mentioned earlier, the practical element of the course is undertaken by the students and they will have to provide video evidence of their level of performance from a competitive context. It is therefore essential that a student is participating in club level sport in order for this to be achieved.